Hello. It's about 2 degrees and it's early February 2017 and I'm just above Penistone in Yorkshire, and you can see here behind me the great turbines of Spicer Hill producing quantities of electricity to boil our kettles and keep our homes warm on this chilly day. Actually, they're not moving, are they? No, we must be able to find one that is moving. Hang on, there's one. No, you can see it, definitely that one there. It's definitely moving. So hopefully there'll be enough electricity to boil a kettle for me to have a nice cup of tea when I get back. But this lot over here don't seem to be doing anything at all, and that's quite typical. I know when they talk about capacity of wind power, the actual productive output's usually around 15% of that, sometimes as high as 25%. But it's always worth noting when you see that word capacity, just divided by 4 at least. Now, these turbines, there are 5,000 turbines like this across the UK now, and out at sea as well. And the total cost of the turbines and biomass and all the renewable energy sector, all of the taxes, the levies, the market manipulations, all the various different mechanisms of extracting money out of the exchequer or out of our wallets and purses to pay for the green industrial complex is £300 billion. Now, you might think that £300 billion over the next 15 years could better be spent on the NHS, or on adult care, or on schools, or reindustrialising the north of Britain, Wales, Northern Ireland and Scotland. I think we can all think of a lot of things that £300 billion could better be spent on, rather than these sculptures, really, because that's pretty much what they are. They are the sculptures of the environmentalists. Probably the nearest thing we have to a modern folly, actually. So I suppose they think that that sort of money is well spent. So anyway, if you don't believe me around the 300 million figure, because it is a lot of money, if you Google Peter Lilly, £300 billion Climate Change Act, you can find the report for yourself. And I've also not just had a good look at the report, but also looked at the spreadsheet that sits behind it. And what Peter's done is delved into all the different government reports which show the various different taxes and levies and subsidies and all the different market manipulations that appear in different departments' reports all over the place. So no one's really brought all of this together before. And Peter's done all the hard work to try and dig all that out. I think the most important thing for me is that nobody has ever asked us if we want to spend money in this way. There is no mandate. There's never been a public discussion on the Climate Change Act and its real costs and its real impact. And there is no mandate from the British population to spend this amount of money on what is effectively the biggest project in peacetime ever undertaken in Britain. So I think we should have a public and honest discussion about how we want to spend £300 billion and whether these things are a good use of our money. Because actually what's keeping the electricity on, you can't see them over here, but there are 3 huge power stations, Ferrybridge, Eggborough and Drax. And interestingly, Drax is converting from coal to biomass at a cost of 5 times the cost of coal. They're chopping down trees in North America, turning them to pellets, shipping them across the Atlantic, unloading them in Liverpool docks and transporting them over to a Yorkshire power station. And you know, how on earth that is environmentally sound when all of the tractors and the trucks and the railway and the ships are all using diesel, and wood burns so much faster than coal. How on earth that makes any logical or economic sense? Only the civil servants can answer that. But I think they should answer it, and in fact our politicians should be answerable to us about this. Ferrybridge and Eggborough, they're closing the power stations down because they're uneconomic, and they are increasingly going to rely on this lot to produce our electricity on the coldest days. So I think there should be a public discussion, and if the politicians are going to do more of this, they need a mandate from us. Okay. Thanks for listening to me. I'm now going to get back on the bike and cycle to Homos. All right. Hopefully there'll be enough electricity produced for a cup of tea when I get back.